Yeah.
Hey.
Brooklyn. Thank you, everybody. I got laid off. It's okay. It's not so bad. My wife actually tells me she loves the fact that I got laid off because I pay more attention to her now. Let's see how much our landlord loves getting paid with more attention. Dear landlord, enclosed is this month's rent check in the amount of all the love and attention you could ever possibly want. I'm an only child, and I hate when I tell people I'm an only child and they respond to me in that pity voice. Oh, boo boo, you're an only child. You must have been so lonely growing up without any brothers or sisters. And I'm like, oh, you must have been so lonely growing up without any imaginary friends. It's actually true, though. It's true. When I was 6 years old, my first puppy love was my imaginary friend, Amanda. She broke up with me. I said, why? She's like, I'm sorry, Doyle. It's not you. It's me. I'm like, bitch, I created you. You are me. What the hell? Then I found out she was cheating with my other imaginary friend. I was like, you do realize you are literally nothing without me, right? My dad is a psychotherapist, and he listened to the same problems over and over for 40 years. Then he listened to my problems when I came home. So he's a great listener with resting bitch face. A lot of times people ask me, well, Doyle, what was it like growing up with a father as a therapist? And I was like, well, it was a lot of my dad saying, how does that make you feel, son? And I was like, well, pretty good. I want to go play with my Legos right now. So can you stop touching me down there on my feet? On my feet? Okay. Good. Cool. Glad to see this is a foot massage crowd. I do love my dad. He's 82 years old. I appreciate every moment I have with him. And I don't want to experience the pain of his death. Like, I wish his death could be like when you rip off a Band-Aid real quick so it doesn't hurt so much. Like, Dad, would you just hurry up and die and get this over with? All right. So that's a little dark for you all. I think it's pretty obvious that you all love my dad more than I do. Speaking of death, my friend texted me the other day. He's like, you know, sometimes I feel like killing myself, but I'd rather have someone murder me instead. I'm like, wow, that is lazy. Like just outsource your suicide? Really? Suicide is a DIY project. Come on. They even have DIY kits for suicide at Home Depot now. No, but seriously, even if you're super depressed and you felt like your whole life you'd never achieved anything, like now is your final chance to finally achieve something. Just off yourself and go out on a high note, you know? Then I texted my friend. I was like, you know what, dude, if you're not the one actually writing or trying to kill yourself, you can't write your own suicide note. He's like, fine, I'll just use Chat GPT. I'm a bit of a Facebook addict. The other day I was in this coffee shop and this guy was telling me his whole life story. He said he was a Facebook addict. And he's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? Facebook is ruining my life and I don't know how to stop. I was like, dude, just relax. Take a deep breath. There are support groups for Facebook addicts on Facebook. On Facebook. I see a lot of interesting trends on Facebook, and one of them is a lot of sober alcoholics posting about how long they've been sober. I'm 5 years sober and I'm high on life. I'm like, congrats, let's drink to that. My wife and I, we met on the app called Tinder. So we're total sluts. We decided, my wife and I decided we're not going to have kids, and it's not because we don't like kids. We hate them. No, I'm just, of course, I'm kidding. I mean, how can you say kids? Kids, I love kids, right? Kids are so sweet, especially when they're not around. Photos only, right? Okay. Photos only, just not too many photos. The other day, my wife and I were laying in bed, and she goes, "Babe, oh my God, I had a terrible dream." I was like, "What?" She's like, "I dreamt that you just left me. You just straight up left, didn't even leave a note." I'm like, "Babe, that is so terrible. You know I would never do that. I definitely leave a note." All right, guys. Thank you. I'm Doyle.